Good day, everyone. I'm Ian Carlo Cahilo, and I work on the simulator and the summaries part of our system prototype. You will see these features later on in the presentation. Today, we'll be presenting our project for quantitative methods. We develop an Excel-based simulator that processes survey results, calculates key um, statistical measures such as mean, median, mode, and visualizes data using graphs. This tool is designed to help summarize and analyze data in a clear and practical way. So, to move on, here's Jamie Harlegon to to present the overview.
Good day, I am Jamie Relego. My contribution to the system prototype involved converting raw data into numerical values, which will be later presented during the demo. And moving on to the survey overview, our study aimed to explore how frequently individuals use their phones across different settings and how this behavior impacts their day-to-day activities. We surveyed 29 people. The data collected includes different levels of measurement. Number one, nominal data such as gender, which categorizes respondents without any order. Ordinal data using a Likert scale to assess phone usage habits and its perceived effects on things like sleep, productivity, and attention. And lastly, racial level data, specifically age, which has a true 0 point and allows meaningful comparisons. Because Likert scales responses are all ordinal in nature, we made sure to use the appropriate statistical tools to analyze and summarize the trends in our data. To do this, we first converted the Likert scale responses into numerical values, assigning scores from 1 to 5. This allowed us to compute measures like the mean, median, and mode, which helped us interpret the general tendencies and patterns in how phone usage affects various aspects of daily life. By treating the data carefully and choosing the right methods, we ensured that our analysis remained both quantitative and valid for the type of data we gathered. I will now turn it over to Prince Olidor, who will walk you through a demo of our Excel-based simulator.
Good day, I am Prince Solidor. My contribution to the system prototype involved the creation and implementation of the visual graphs for the demo. Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you taking the time to walk through this simulator with me. This tool was developed based on responses from a recent survey investigating how phone use relates to everyday experiences like sleep, productivity, and mental focus. The goal of this simulator is to show how different patterns of survey responses can lead to different interpretation in these key areas. First, let's take a quick look at the raw data. This sheet titled Form Responses 1 shows individual responses to our survey questions. Here, you'll find columns covering demographic details, phone usage patterns, and self-reported impacts on sleep, productivity, and mental well-being. This is the foundational dataset that drives our entire analysis and the functionality of the simulator. Next, we have the converted datasheet. This is where the qualitative responses like frequency scales and open-ended answers are translated into numerical values. For instance, a response like occasionally might be converted converted to 2.5. Open text responses are categorized and then assigned numeric values in the numeric column. This numerical conversion is crucial for performing statistical analysis and generating meaningful trends. Now we've reached the core of today's demonstration, the simulator sheet. This is where you can input hypothetical survey responses and observe how they would be interpreted based on our actual data. You'll notice three main sections, each aligned with a key topic we explored. First is the sleep and nighttime usage. Second is the productivity and distraction. Third is mental and focus effects. Each section allows us to test different response patterns and immediately see how they affect the calculated outcomes. Let's test this out in the sleep and nighttime usage section. Let's increase the input values to represent more frequent late night phone use and poorer sleep. As we do this, watch how the mean, median, and mode metrics shift below this in this sheet. These values are calculated automatically and summarize the perceived impact in this category. Now, let's do the same for productivity and distraction. We'll input values that reflect higher distraction and reduced focus. Again, note how the central tendency measures adjust. These changes help us understand how specific usage patterns affect overall perceptions of productivity. Now, let's take a look at how these numbers are interpreted. In the summary sheet, you'll see the calculated mean, median, and mode for each of the three sections. Directly beneath of this, you'll find an interpretation statements like mild concern or severe disruption based on where the numbers fall within the predetermined ranges. We derive these ranges from the actual dataset. So for example, a mean above a certain threshold in the sleep and nighttime usage section may be categorized as severe disruption needs improvement. Here in the legend, you can see the exact ranges that guide those interpretations for the mean, median, and mode, respectively. The final component is the graph sheet. This visualizes the mean, median, and mode as bar charts for quick interpretation. These graphs dynamically update based on what we input in the simulator. So let's go back briefly and change a few input values. You'll see the bar height adjust, giving us a clear visual representation of how the perceived impacts shift based on our inputs. Now, we move on to the correlation matrix sheet. This provides another crucial layer of analysis by visualizing the relationships between the different variables. To walk us through the insights we can gain from this matrix, I'll hand it over to Cedric Scott.
Set of my
Good day, everyone. So today I'll be presenting a key analytical feature of our study, the correlation matrix. This tool helps us to understand the statistical relationship between various behavioral patterns related to phone use, but particularly how one habit might influence another. So what is the correlation matrix? This is a table that shows how closely related two variables are, using numbers from -1 to +1. A value closer to +1 means a strong positive correlation, meaning as one variable increases, the other tends to increase too. A value closer to -1 means a strong negative correlation. They move in opposite directions. Values close to zero suggest little to no relation. So on the right part, here are the sample results or interpreting the result. Each number in the matrix represents how strongly two behaviors are related. For example, question 1 is staying up late and question 7, phone distraction, have a correlation of 0.75, which is a strong correlation. On the right side, you can see the legend for strength of legend for strength interpretation. We have 0.96 to 1. We have 0.90 to 1 for a very strong positive correlation. 0.70 to 0.89 to strong positive correlation. 0.50 to 0.69 to moderate positive correlation. 0.30 to 0.49 to weak positive correlation, and so on and so forth. Below that table is sample interpretation that we can get from the table. We have here question 1 and question 7, which are staying up late and phone distraction, and the interpretation says that staying up late is strongly linked to phone distraction. That's all for the demo of the correlation matrix.
To wrap up, this simulator allows us to explore how different response patterns can lead to varied interpretations about the effects of phone use. By adjusting inputs and observing the inputs in both the dynamic bar charts and the correlation matrix, we can gain a more comprehensive understanding of the underlying relationships in our data and how individual behaviors might align with broader things. Thank you so much, and that would be all for this demo.